Performing 15,000 concerts, more concerts than any other symphony orchestra in the world, creates a lot of history. Since its first concert in 1842, the Philharmonic has saved scores, musician rosters, newspaper clippings, letters, committee minutes, finance sheets, subscriber lists, and every program. But the Philharmonic is even more than a group of great musicians performing great works of music. It is a reflection of the cultural, social, and political movements of our times. Whether it's the memorial concerts for our fallen presidents, Abraham Lincoln, JFK, or striving for a living wage and better working conditions, embracing women's suffrage, or its varied reactions to war, from the Mexican-American in 1846 to Vietnam to embarking on a mission for peace during the Cold War. And as new media such as recordings, radio, home movies, and television became popular, the Philharmonic's collections expanded to include these forms of documentation as well. The Philharmonic Archives has always been an invaluable resource, enticing scholars, musicians, students, and music lovers around the world to visit its reading room. So, would it be of interest to digitize the archival treasures, making them available over the internet?
Not only of interest, but it will be a necessity. If I would be in charge of an institution like that, I would take this decision immediately and radically.
In less than 3 years, 1.3 million pages of archival documents will be digitized and made available for research over the internet. With the generous support of the Leon Levy Foundation, the Archives embarks on a new journey, this time taking the archives to anyone, anywhere, at any time. It begins in 1943, or what we call the International Era, when the United States emerges as a world power and New York City its cultural capital, the center of wealth, entertainment, television, recording, art, and baseball. When Leonard Bernstein makes his pinch-hitting debut.
Bruno Walter, who was to have conducted this afternoon, is ill, and his place will be taken by the young American-born assistant conductor of the Philharmonic Symphony, Leonard Bernstein.
When the Philharmonic becomes an international touring sensation. When the orchestra opens Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts and the Young People's Concerts are broadcast on primetime television.
My dear young friends,
Well, this is a treasure that you have here, that any conducting student, any musicology student, any enthusiast, if they can just go online and get Mahler's corrections.
The difference is not only in the ease of studying these treasures, but in how they can be searched. The Digital Archives brings together a variety of material about a single topic, allowing for new revelations. To see the printed program, listen to the broadcast while following along in the score that was on the podium that day, consult the managers backstage, planning memos, and review the critics' comments, all of this provides an unparalleled research experience.
What an impact it can make. The point is for me to make the people believe that this part of their treasures they have is nowhere in the world.
Over the next 10 years, the vision of the future is to make the remaining archive collections available. That's 8 million pages of documents and nearly 7,000 hours of audio and video, all about a single institution that began in 1842.
You know, it's an amazing tradition. What it means, though, is institutionally, there's a collective memory of really some of the most exciting music making that has happened. And that's what makes an orchestra great. You know, a new member comes in, has never played with Leonard Bernstein, but it doesn't take long before something that's in the walls or in the air around the orchestra seeps in and they become part of this continuum. And there are very few orchestras that can boast this history and tradition.
Today we are making available collections that go back several generations. By the year 2060, musicians, scholars, students, and music lovers worldwide will access the materials that are born digital today 3 centuries of history and counting.